Mr. Price.
Thank you, Mr. President. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm recusing myself from item 18 and 26 and 44 because my wife's employer has worked with an organization on this item in the past. Additionally, the city attorney has asked me to recuse myself from item 48 because I am a landlord. Thank you.
All right, before we do public comments, members, given what our city has gone through in the past week and almost 2.5 weeks now, given the operations of ICE in our city that seem to get worse by the day, and more families and businesses suffer, major business districts have been moved into disarray. We want to take a few minutes in every council meeting that we have left in this session, and if they're still here doing the same thing, we'll do it when we're back from summer recess. We wanted to hear from folks in our districts that are directly impacted, families, businesses, schools, churches, community groups, and just hear from them for a few minutes about the impact of what's happening, what kind of support their neighbors can offer and the city can offer to folks who are affected. And so we'll do this district by district. We'll go through as many districts as are, have folks who are willing and able to come forward. We understand not everybody's able to come forward. But today we have our, from the Asian American Drug Abuse Program, the Director of Youth and Family Programs, Jose Esqueda, and from Burton Tech High School, Mr. Gregory Perez. If they'll come here to my desk and just share a few words with the council in the chamber.
Thank you, Council President. I'm here to just share our impact in South LA. I've been a humble servant of the community for over 36 years now, and I've seen a lot, but nothing like this. Streets are empty. People are afraid to come out of their homes, walk to school, walk to work, take the bus. We offer free events in our community. We just kicked off our summer events. Less than 50% of the people came out. We had only, in one event, we only had 25 people come out, which is sad. And now we have to revert back to what we did when COVID was here. We have to do virtual group sessions, counseling sessions. We have to deliver food to the families in need. We have to provide additional services, legal services, and it's heartbreaking, really. I mean, it angers me, it frustrates me, and it saddens me because there's a line being crossed here, folks. The line has been crossed. And ICE is not welcome in my neighborhood. Now, it's not just undocumented immigrants, it's immigrants across the board. My parents, myself, my neighbors, we're all afraid. And I'm surprised this hasn't been escalated to a higher level, because back in my youth days, talking to 25 years ago, if someone was following me in an unmarked car, an unmarked uniform, with mask on, and coming out of their car with guns, I'm pulling out my gun too. I'm serious. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet because this is wrong. Just wrong. I'm sorry, before I get too emotional, I'm just going to end it here. Thank you all for your listening to me. Thank you, and God bless.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Greg Bettis, and I work with Alliance Burton Tech High School with the Community Schools Division. I'm also a resident in Council District 8 in our high schools in Council District 8. Thank you for having me the opportunity here to come and speak, unfortunately, about the incidents that are occurring. I'm still in disbelief, I think, just coming over here that our students are being forced to carry the weight of the fear and disruption caused by these ICE activities in their own neighborhood. I think we're witnessing more than just the enforcement, but also kind of the erosion of safety. And I say safety, opportunity, and dignity of our students, who on an everyday basis, we're really supposed to be uplifting and supporting. Now, I think in education, as a former teacher, it's important that we share stories of specific incidents that happen, because I think we see on the news and the media, and it's easy to become desensitized for these events. But behind these events are real stories, are real people, real families. So we can't become desensitized to this stuff that's happening. We had a student, Justin, who arrived at our school the last couple weeks, visibly shaken because he had saw some enforcement near the bus stop, and he assumed it was ICE. You know, the anxiety. He was scared that simply being seen could put his family in danger. Just walking with that anxiety, coming into school with that anxiety. I think for that student who was on the cusp of graduation, unfortunately decided to drop out of school because his position is, while I think at this point education is not as important, his decision to now just work and help his family pay the bills to make sure that they're safe is a choice that he made. It's not even about pursuing education. It's survival. And he did check out of our school, which is unfortunate, but we understand that he's doing this as safety to try to see what he can do in adult school, so he can support his family. That's a burden that no individual should have. We had Nathan, who was a valedictorian in one of our high schools in Council District 1. He was looking forward to the celebration of the year's hard work, as any valedictorian would. His mother, who raised him, was ecstatic to go and celebrate her son at his graduation. Unfortunately, because of what we're seeing in the community, she was not able to attend and chose not to attend. Not because she didn't want to support him, because its safety and the priorities are coming first for her to stay with her family. So unfortunately, this student did not have his mother at his graduation as he provided his valedictorian speech. We also have Vladimir, another student from CD1, a student who actually turned it around, who used to struggle with being absent to school, who now has transformed to perfect attendance, who was also excited about graduation, but also the fear of ICE and his family. He could not attend. His family is not going to be there to support him. And now schools are scrambling around to figure out, how do we stream it? How do we get it when capacity is already thin? In Council District A, we had Alicia, who was a senior student, and we were excited because she was. We launched our dual enrollment. She was able to get her CNA certificate at Southwest College, also with the graduation, with the diploma. Really excited time for the family, but unfortunately, her mother just could not attend because of safety. And we had students at graduation that were tearful, not only for happiness, but sadness, because there was less people in our graduation crowds. There was a lot of families that were just missing because of the fear of the unknown. Unfortunately, at graduation, we did have to make an announcement. There was an incident and caused scare amongst our families, and unfortunately, families had to leave during the ceremony and couldn't stay because the fear of the unknown. Our last week of school over at Burden Tech High School on Century and Broadway, as we dismissed, we had about 40 students watched ICE agents arrest 2 people outside of the Burger King as our students were being dismissed. Our school had to take protocols just to bring our kids back, those that are concerned, scared, parents that are picking up kids. And we're asking ourselves, is this going to be the new normal? Is this what we have to put our kids through? A lot of these students are students that went to the pandemic and COVID or graduation. Now we have another barrier here in Los Angeles. I just think it's, when we look at what's happening and what our students are dealing with, how are we going to support them? When do we, what are we going to put forth to support them? And what does that look like collectively, and how we're going to be united? I think I'm fortunate to be a public educator, a servant of the community. I come from the social service system. I feel like when I work with our kids, I'm able to look at myself and say, I'm an example of what it looks like to be in the social services system and come out of it and go to school and pursue. But I didn't have none of these barriers that I had to face now that our kids are facing. And we don't want to just continue to tell our kids to be resilient. We have to make sure that we come forward and support them and organize in what we can do. So I think it's a time where we're being very divided. It's a time that we need to start to become united and really work with our city and Los Angeles, especially when with LAPD. With our kids, we've worked so hard to ensure that there's a good relationship and there's a positive relationship. And now these events that are happening with ICE can deepen that divide. And we can go back to a time where we don't trust public safety, and we don't want to take steps backwards. We want to continue to make progress. So I do hope that we can come together and find actionable solutions and not performative experiences or ideas or anything like that, to really make some change and deliver. So thank you for having me here, and I'm looking forward to being a part of the solution with the team.
Thank you so much to Gregory and Jose. And again, we'll be hearing from folks from around the city in the coming days. Madam Clerk, Mr. Clerk, City Attorney, if we can prepare us for public comment.
I'm here. My name is Matthew Carson. I am asking that you support and have them to sign the contract for Stay Housed LA. I have benefited from it and am still benefiting from it at this present time. I'm facing eviction, and I do not want to become part of the unhoused community. And without this contract, that is very possible. So we're asking that you please get this contract signed. It's necessary for each and every one of us to stay housed, and we don't have any other option at this point. So we would greatly appreciate you expediting this as soon as possible. Thank you.
Councilmember Rahman.
If I could just make a brief announcement. I know many of you are here because of Stay Housed LA and reporting about some administrative challenges that the city has faced in moving the contract forward. I wanted to make sure that everyone was aware that there is an item on Friday's agenda that addresses the ongoing funding for this tranche of work and should get us to ensuring that there's no gap in services and that there will be no residents who are impacted by any of the administrative challenges. And I will do everything in my power to ensure that whatever is passed on Friday does that for us. So I appreciate all of you coming out today. We hear you. Believe me, I know how important this work is and continuity is, and our office is working very hard to ensure that there is no break in this, despite some of the other issues that we've faced in moving this forward. So I just wanted to clarify that for everybody and to say if you have other questions, you're welcome to reach out to us. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jessica with the Liberty Hill Foundation. I've worked for Stay Housed LA for 5 years. We demand City Council extend the contract for Stay Housed LA 1 year and fully fund the Stay Housed LA program for this period. Without an extension, nonprofit legal aid providers and community organizations will be defunded on July 1st, cutting off services for low-income, undocumented, and at-risk tenants. We support tenants in each of your council districts with legal advice, council representation, free workshops available in over 14 languages, and case management and navigation. Liberty Hill manages the subcontracts of over 16 community-based organizations. The city's funding for the LA City organizations will be depleted in a matter of weeks if you do not extend the contract and extend the funding for these organizations. We urge the City Council to extend the Stay Housed LA program funding contract for 1 year and fully fund the program for that period. We urge the council president and, thank you.
Great, thanks. Hi, my name is Kyle Nelson. I'm a CD5 renter and Director of Research and Policy at SAGE. First, thank you for enacting the Right to Counsel program ordinance. Second, I urge the City Council to immediately extend the Stay Housed LA contract for 1 year and to fully fund the program. Tenants depend on Stay Housed LA to defend themselves against eviction. Program staff depend on it for their income and job security. And you, the city, depend on it to help prevent more tenants from becoming homeless. What are we doing here? There is not a single downside to extending this funding. You and the majority of voters in the city of LA literally already voted for this. Enough of this manufactured crisis. Please extend Stay Housed LA's funding. Thank you very much.
Tiene un minuto, adelante. My name is Videl Rivas from District 13.
La propiedad donde pago mi alquiler ha sido vendida a otro dueño.
The property where I pay rent has been sold to another property owner,
Ahora quieren desalojarme.
and now they want to evict me.
Yo no tengo suficientes recursos para costear vivienda más cara.
And I don't have sufficient resources to be able to afford more expensive housing.
Por lo siguiente, no puedo darme el lujo de rentar otro apartamento.
So I don't have the luxury of being able to afford to rent another apartment.
Es por eso que junto a Inquilinos Unidos
And that's why us renters have united,
y otras organizaciones que luchan por el bienestar de nuestras humildes familias,
and as well as other organizations that are fighting for the well-being of our humble families.
pedimos al Concilio de la Ciudad de Los Ángeles
We ask of the Council and the City of Los Angeles
que instruya al Departamento de Vivienda de Los Ángeles
to instruct the Housing Department of Los Angeles
ejecutar el contrato de Stay Housed para protección de nuestras familias
to put in effect a contract for Stay Housed
Y
LA
extender-
to protect families
y extenderlo por un año más.
and to extend that period for one more year.
Gracias por escucharme.
Thank you for listening.
Okay. Well, good morning, Council. My name is Pamela, like I said. I am the Coalition Director of Eastside Leads based in Council District 14. And since 2020, I've worked with the Stay Housed LA County program. I'm here to ask you to hold your ground. Earlier, you passed a 5-year extension for Stay Housed. At a minimum, this program should be extended for a year along with fully funded. Why fully funded? Because the movement that's here today, my comrades that are here today, tenant leaders, legal service providers, and CBOs, we've done our homework. We helped pass Measure ULA. We helped secure funding, the source of funding for the critical programs that Stay Housed LA offers and services, which include supporting tenants when they're facing illegal lockouts or self-help lockouts from the property owners. That takes hours to get a tenant back into their home, and other crucial services that tenants need right now to remain safe in their homes. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Rose. I'm the tenant in Koreatown. When my landlord harassing me, Kiwa Tenant Right Workshop taught me what my right was. Kiwa also helped me to receive a relocation support. I need Kiwa's housing program to find me an affordable housing. Me and many tenants in Koreatown need Kiwa Housing Assistance Service. Please support Kiwa Housing Program for next 5 years. Thank you. And please vote yes on item number 48 and version A. Thank you.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call a few more names. Victoria Enriquez, Sang Kyung Yoon, and Stacy Segarra Bolander.
I came last week, and I'm not sure if you guys listened to me, but I'm going to say it again. 4 cops committed suicide. 4 cops committed suicide. I'm speaking to you, members of LAPD. I see you as fellow human beings doing a job to support your family. 4 officers killed themselves after January 6th. That was just one day. This administration ordered 30 days of chaos in Los Angeles. How many cops are going to kill themselves? They're experiencing trauma. We're making them experience trauma. Do you guys realize that? These families of those officers that killed themselves, they didn't get any pensions because their families, it was ruled suicides. Do you know what Democrats and Republicans did? They gave the families a medal. Your life, your family is worth more than a medal. You have free will. You don't have to do this. But that's why I'm proposing that City Council allocate funds from the police budget to create the Humanity Fund, a fund that will provide severance packages for officers who choose not to participate in the oppression of their own people. These are your neighbors. You don't have to attack them. Are you listening?
Next speaker.
Are y'all listening?
Speaker, please do not disrupt this meeting. This is your first and only warning. We need to move on to the other speakers. Next speaker.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 상경윤이고 저는 로스앤젤레스에 거주하고 있습니다.
Hello, my name is Sang Young-yoon, and I live in the city of Los Angeles.
시내에 계속 오르는 임대료로 인해 저는 보다 저렴하고 안정적인 주거지를 찾아야 했습니다.
Due to the rising rents in the city, I needed to find more affordable housing.
하지만 어디서부터 시작해야 할지 막막하고 절차도 복잡했습니다.
I did not know where to start, and the process was complicated.
그때 키와라는 지역 비영리 단체를 통해 도움을 받을 수 있었습니다.
That's when I was able to get help through a local nonprofit called Kiwa.
그분들은 저소득 아파트를 찾는 것부터 신청서 작성, 필요한 서류 준비까지 전 과정을 도와주셨습니다.
They helped me with everything from finding low-income apartments to filling out applications and preparing the necessary documents.
특히 영어가 모국어가 아닌 저에게는 이러한 지원이 없었다면 혼자서는 절대 해낼 수 없었을 것입니다.
I would never have been able to do it on my own without their support, especially since English is not my native language.
존경하는 시의원 여러분께 간곡히 말씀드립니다.
Dear City Council members, this service is not just about providing information.
이러한 서비스는 단순한 정보 제공이 아니라 우리같이 어려움을 겪는 사람들에게는 생명줄과도 같은 존재입니다.
It's a lifeline for people like us who are struggling.
저와 같은 세입자들이 앞으로 계속해서 필요한 지원을 받을 수 있도록 스테이 하우스 LA의 5년 계약을 반드시 체결해 주시길 간곡히 요청드립니다.
So, I'm going to let you interpret that last sentence, but the time has expired after this, so go ahead.
Okay, great. I strongly urge you to support a 5-year contract with Stay House LA so that tenants like me can continue to receive the support we need. Thank you.
Buenos días a todos, mi nombre es María Osorio y yo vengo de la organización ACE y estoy aquí para pedirles que por favor firmen ese contrato de extensión por 5 años porque estamos sabiendo ahorita que hay muchos problemas en nuestras comunidades, vivimos en áreas de muy bajos recursos.
Un segundo, señora. Yes, my name is Maria Osorio. I'm a member of the organization ACE, and we are here to ask for you guys to sign the contract and to extend that period for 5 years because us here in our communities, we have been experiencing a lot of difficulties.
Y por favor, queremos que pongan a las familias en sus hogares, no queremos verlas en la calle ni ser estadísticas más sin vivienda.
And please, we want you guys to be able to house our families. We don't want to see them in the streets, and we don't want to see them become another statistic.
Y también que apoyen a todas las organizaciones con todos esos fondos.
And please to allocate all those funds that you have to support all those organizations.
Porque ellos representan a las comunidades de viviendas de bajos recursos.
Because they represent housing communities with low resources and low incomes.
Y yo soy un ejemplo de esas familias que se han beneficiado de esos recursos y de esas organizaciones.
And I'm an example of some of those families that have benefited through those resources and those organizations.
Gracias a que ellos pudieron ir a tocar mi puerta, yo pude beneficiarme de esas protecciones.
And thanks to them knocking on my door, I was able to be the beneficiary of those protections.
Con 4 niños con necesidades y yo con poco trabajo, no sé qué hubiera hecho y dónde hubiera ido a parar con ellos.
And with little work and 4 kids that have a lot of necessities, I don't know what I would have been able to do, and I don't know how I would have ended up with them.
Por favor, fírmenla. Y ahorita con esto que está pasando, las familias no tienen para pagar su renta ni están yendo a trabajar. Gracias.
And please sign it because right now with everything that's happening, the families do not have enough money to pay for their rents because they're not even able to go out to work. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 53 is a $115 million revenue bond to build so-called affordable housing in Reseda. I'm all for affordable housing. I myself would love to get into an affordable housing unit. I actually have been denied from a handful I've applied to because I don't make enough money to pay less rent than I do now. My concern with this is just that oftentimes the quote-unquote affordable units are at between 100 and 120% AMI, which is like 80 to 100 grand a month, which if you have that kind of income, you should be able to afford market rate housing, I would think. And I wonder why we don't do mortgage bonds instead of revenue bonds. Rather paying the developers and landlords, we should just be paying the tenants and residents. Cut out the middleman and let individuals be empowered to pay their rent or own their homes. 54 is a Valley Village Neighborhood Council street banner campaign. I'm part of an NC and they do good work, but this body only supports them when it comes to superficial things like putting up street banners or hosting movie nights. We had budget day this past Saturday and we had Katie Yaroslavsky there, we had the mayor there, and they did all kinds of waxing poetic about the challenges in the budget, but won't listen to the budget advocates' white paper. When the NCs submit legislative proposals, y'all wipe your ass with them and flush it down the toilet. So thanks for the street banner, but you could be doing a lot more. Item 59 is regarding the ICE raids. We're going to loan the LAPD $17.3 million when the LAPD is the reason why this is costing so much money. We all agree that federal agents shouldn't be in our city, but it's the LAPD's response to the demonstrators that is costing a lot of money. And again, while the president is waxing poetic about being against these ICE raids, they're not saying jack shit about what the LAPD is doing and harming our communities and injuring protesters, which is going to cost us a lot in liabilities down the road. The LAPD already gets most of our budget. It doesn't make sense to loan them more. Let them take it from their own department. Item 60 is related to declaring an emergency because this body, along with the mayor, have done such a bad job balancing our budget that our revenue funds are depleted. Mayor Bass called Kenneth Mejia's projections doomsday projections, but now that's exactly what we're dealing with. Egregiously, you want to remove the matching funding from elections, from campaigns. And John Lee mentioned, why are we putting public funding into campaigns? Because how this matching program works is that when qualified constituents make small donations, I think the maximum is like $100 or around there, the city can match it so that candidates who aren't rich as fuck like y'all are actually have a fighting chance. So it's no wonder you want to do away with campaign matching, because you already got it in the bag. You don't want competition. I would like to call, but I guess the council's had enough. They don't really want to hear from us. Maybe they don't care at all. They would rather not even show up. About to go on recess for a month, baby. I look around and is anyone here listening? Constituents are begging you to do the bare minimum. I said, ooh, this council is corrupt. No, none of them want to bring back the funds because they don't give a fuck. Especially Nithya, Ulysses, and Hugo. Hey, I think it would be great if any of you could challenge your president on removing telephonic comment that have significantly limited access, especially folks with mobility issues, especially folks who work for a living, unlike y'all. It's an embarrassment, and y'all should be ashamed that not a single one of you is listening right now or standing up for the people.
Okay. So the gentleman in the cutoff vest, you have been warned already, who's standing up now in the glasses. Mr. Chair, he is eligible for removal if you would like.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Angelina, miembro de ACE.
My name is Angelina, I am a member of ACE.
Estoy aquí tal vez para exigir, porque ya no se vale suplicar. Lo necesitamos que haya más fondos para State House LA.
I am here not only to ask, but also to demand more funds for Stay LA.
Por favor, lo mismo de siempre. Yo ya no quiero ver más gente en la calle con sus niños.
It's the same as always. I don't want to see more people on the streets with their children.
Sé que están trabajando y muchas gracias por estar trabajando para los inmigrantes.
I know that are working, and I thank you for work for the immigrants.
De verdad, muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Really, thank you.
Pero necesitamos, es urgente tener a nuestras familias en sus casas porque no se vale que estén sufriendo otra vez.
It is needed, it is urgent that families are in their homes, in their houses, because it's not good that they are suffering again.
Sobre todo, que los fondos que son para Stay House LA no se vayan a otro lado, que sean para las familias.
And especially that the funds that are supposed to go to Stay LA do not go elsewhere, but that they remain to their purpose and go to their families.
Se los agradezco de antemano.
I thank you in advance.
Gracias.
My name is Javier Beltran. I am the Deputy Director for Housing Rights Center, collaborative partner organization with Stay House LA program. We want to thank the City Council and City Council Member Rahman for her leadership on the passage of Right to Counsel program. However, now we are also asking that the Council ensures the necessary funding to provide vital services through Stay Housed LA. This funding is essential in order to fulfill the promise of a newly approved right to counsel and provide that opportunity to people to defend their places to where they live. If you do not finalize the funding for Stay Housed LA at current levels, the city will cease to provide legal assistance, much needed rental assistance, especially now times where folks are not working because of fear, and also provide eviction prevention services along with educational clinics and workshops to our communities. Amid the increased chaos and fear with our communities caused by ICE, now is not the time to further deprive LA residents of their tenants' rights and services and maintain their housing. Thank you.
You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Barbara Schultz from Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles and Stay Housed LA. I also want to thank you very much for passing a right to counsel. Finally, we are the second largest city in the country to have a right to counsel. Hooray! That being said, we now need to implement that right to counsel. And of course, Stay Housed LA is here to do that as long as we have a valid contract and enough funding to do what we need to do. We had planned for a very large growth for this coming year. So I know that you had passed a contract in April, and I do believe that you had every legal right to do that under the charter. But if you decide to go the RFP route, we're very happy to respond to an RFP. We just need enough time for that process to work its way out, and enough time and enough money, including a pro rata portion of the 25-26 ULA funding. Thank you.
I'm Luke. I work at Power. It's one of the Stay Housed LA community organizations. And there's an unbelievable amount of renters in LA who are being taken advantage of by their landlords just because they don't know their rights. Most people can't afford a lawyer. They don't teach this stuff in school. So it's critical that there's a trustworthy and reliable resource for information on these complicated housing laws, especially in Los Angeles, the epicenter of the national housing and homelessness crisis. My incredible colleagues have built a lot of momentum. We're constantly improving and learning from one another, and it would be a huge waste to cut off this program. So I'm just asking you guys to figure out how to extend it. I don't really understand how the city attorney has this kind of like legislative veto power, but yeah, thank you.
Good morning, my name is Anna Martinez. I'm with Community Power Collective in Boyle Heights. And I'm here again because we cannot afford to lose Stay House LA. Let me be clear, if you let this program die, you're choosing to abandon thousands of tenants who depend on these services, not just to stay housed, but to survive. Our communities are already hurting, and now you expect tenants to face eviction alone? How can you justify cutting legal support in the middle of a housing and homelessness crisis? And let's be real, the city's attorney's job is not to legislate, it's to approve contracts as to form. Under the homelessness emergency, they cannot block this contract. You, the council, have the power and the responsibility to act. If you care about renters, if you care about housing justice, prove it, sign the contract, extend State House LA, and don't abandon us. Thank you.
I'm Elena Pop. I'm the Executive Director of the Eviction Defense Network and a proud member of the Stay Housed LA Coalition. We relied on the Council's April approval of this program. We retained cases and we hired staff. Refusing to sign the contract this close to the new fiscal year is cruel to the families we are helping, and it is irresponsible. How do I tell the 2,000 families Eden is currently helping that they will be abandoned July 1st? My staff is waiting to hear if they're going to be furloughed July 1st. If you extend for less than a year, I heard what Councilmember Robbins said, but if you extend for less than 1 year, we can't open new cases because we can't ethically open cases that we can't conclude. We have a severe shortage of lawyers. We're not going to be able to hire lawyers, and we can't guarantee at least 1 year of employment. Also note that due to the severe shortage of attorneys to do this work, the community-based organizations are essential in providing outreach and navigation.
Speaker, your time has expired.
Good morning. My name is Carol Nakano. I live on the east-north side of Berry Avenue. I'm asking the council to think outside the box on this issue. I'm proposing the streetlight be installed on the west side of Berry Avenue between 2110 and 2118, where it is dark, instead of 2106. Currently, on the west side of Berry Avenue, the school is located. Vans, cars, RVs tend to park at night. There are trees on the parkway, and school has a wall and shrubs, thus making it dark and quiet. Several years ago, a neighbor got pistol whipped while getting out of his car at night. The criminals waited and hid in the darkness of the trees. Had there been a street light, this incident would have been avoided. Please reconsider the placement of the lights so that our whole block can benefit and feel safe. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Nisha Vas. I am the Vice President, Chief Legal Officer at Public Counsel. Public Counsel provides legal services alongside Legal Aid Foundation and our other legal services partners through Stay Housed LA. We cannot do this work without the community-based organizations that provide tenants with information about their rights and connect them to services that allow them to maintain and sustain their housing and thrive. This partnership between the city, the legal services organizations, and the CBOs is what makes Stay Housed LA innovative and effective. As we noted today at the City Council meeting, our city and our renters are made up of immigrants. If the city cares about protecting immigrants, it can show that by not letting them get evicted and lose their homes, and the myriad of services that Stay Housed LA provides. Please fund it now, fund it properly, and without interruption. Thank you.
Sí, mi nombre es Christina Campos, vivo en el Distrito 9 y soy miembro de ACE.
My name is Christina Campos. I live in District 9 and I am a member of ACE.
Y vengo aquí, como venimos muchos, a pedirles, por favor, que sigan apoyando, que extiendan el contrato de Stay Housed LA.
I came, as many others, to ask your support to extend the program Stay Housed LA.
Es muy importante para todos, incluyendo yo estoy pasando por un desalojo.
It is very important for all, and including me. I am suffering right now from an eviction.
Mi familia y yo estamos pasando por eso, es estresante y gracias a Dios contamos con la ayuda de un abogado del programa de Stay Housed LA.
My family and I are passing through a stressful situation, but thanks God we have the help of an attorney provided by Stay Housed LA.
Así es que por favor pedimos que se mantenga el programa porque la verdad yo no podría representarme sola ante un juez.
We ask you to keep the program because truly I could not represent myself before the judge.
Somos una familia de bajos recursos que no podríamos pagar un abogado.
We are a low-income family and we could not afford an attorney.
Y tengo tiempo queriéndole decir algo a mi concejal, que es del Distrito 9, el señor Curren Price.
And I would like to say something important to my council member, Mr. Price of District 9.
Que cómo es posible que por sus intereses personales, o sea, él pidió mi voto, yo le di mi voto y él no puede votar en favor de la comunidad.
I voted for him, but how is it possible that because I voted for him, he cannot vote or do something for our community?
Good morning. My name is Mario Berrigan. I'm with IBW Local 11 and represent over 12,000 electrical workers in Los Angeles. We are affiliates of the Los Angeles Orange County Construction and Building Trades Council and the Los Angeles Federation of Labor. More importantly for today, all these organizations are part of the ULA coalition that is made up of 11 organizations, nonprofits, and community stakeholders. In the labor movement, we understand that an injury to one is an injury to all. And when one of the key groups of the ULA coalition is being eliminated, we will come to its defense, not only because it's the right thing to do, but because Angelinos voted for it. I respectfully ask that the council approve the contract extension for Stay Housed LA. Thank you.
My name is Sylvia Argetta. I'm the Executive Director of the Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles. First, thank you for passing right to counsel. And now let's make State House LA execute that contract and let us not have a lapse in services for tenants. State House LA is one of the most unique collaborations between legal service providers and CBOs who do amazing work at educating our community. Now more than ever, we cannot bring fear to tenants of eviction because there's a lapse in this contract. You had the right to do what you did on April 25th, and the mayor signed on this. Execute the contract. There should be no lapse in the services that we are able to provide to tenants who are scared about everything that's happening in the city at this moment. Don't add to that fear. You have the right to do so. You have the ability to do so. And I would say you have the obligation to do so. Please keep tenants housed, allow us to do our work. Legal representation and all of the education and workshop that we provide is critical to Los Angeles. Don't fail us now. Thank you.
Vivo en el Distrito 8, mi nombre es Cesar Galvez, y este año fui evacuado de mi vivienda.
Yes, I live in District 8. My name is Cesar Galvez, and this year I was evacuated from my living space.
Por favor, continúen dando los recursos para Stay LA, para que otra persona como yo no salga y saliendo de su apartamento hacia otro lugar.
Please keep assigning funds
no
for Stay
está-
LA so that individuals like me don't have to be taken out of their homes looking for new places to live.
Que no está fácil encontrar un lugar donde vivir. Por favor, mantengan esas organizaciones que nos han protegido para que no nos echen a la calle.
Because it's really not easy to find a new place to live. So please help maintain these organizations that are providing us the funds and preventing us from being out on the street.
Gracias por mantener esos fondos para Stay House y las demás organizaciones.
Thank you for maintaining those funds for Staying Housed and the rest of the organizations.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Mi nombre es Alicia Vitis y soy miembro de ACE. Les pido que extiendan de Stay LA y que no remuevan los fondos. Mis vecinos y yo estamos pasando por un problema de acoso.
Yes, my name is Alicia Vitis. I'm a member of ACE. I am asking you to extend the contract for Stay House LA and to not take away the funds for that organization because me and my neighbors are experiencing harassment.
Y si ustedes hacen ese recorte, corremos el riesgo de terminar en la calle, pues no tenemos fondos para buscar un abogado.
And if you guys do that budget cut, then we run the risk of being out on the street because we cannot afford a lawyer.
Si ustedes no hacen esto, ustedes serían responsables de que más personas terminen en la calle.
And if you guys do not do this, then you guys are the ones responsible for more people being out on the street.
Gracias.
Thank you.
My name is Lauren Harper, and I work at the Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles as the data manager for Stay Housed LA. Thank you for just now passing the Tenant Right to Counsel ordinance and supporting that effort over the last 2 years. Stay Housed LA implements the Right to Counsel ordinance. I'm here to ask the City Council to extend Stay Housed LA's contract and fully fund the program for 1 year so we can continue our work without disruption. Stay Housed LA currently has hundreds of open cases with tenants awaiting approval of rental assistance to resolve their case, which will not be available to them if the program lapses. Stay Housed LA is the only program providing rental assistance in the city right now, which will become more vital than ever in the coming months when households are unable to pay their rent due to the economic devastation of the ICE raids. You voted for a tenant right to counsel today, and residents have voted for Measure ULA to fund it. Extend and fund Stay Housed LA contract for 1 year so we can continue to provide critical services to tenants without disruption. Thank you.
Tiene un minuto adelante.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Margarita Copalo, soy miembro de ACE y estoy aquí para pedir que extiendan la ayuda a State Housing LA.
Yes, my name is Margarita Copalo. I am a member of ACE, and I am asking you to extend the aid for Stay Housed LA.
Les pido por favor que se pongan la mano en el corazón y piensen en nosotros los pobres. Nosotros los pobres ya estamos cansados de que nos pisoteen.
I am asking you to please put your hands over your heart and to support us, the poor people, because we, the poor people, are tired of being stepped on.
Estoy pasando por un desalojo. Tengo un hijo con necesidades especiales y él dice que si nosotros vamos a ser homeless.
I am facing eviction right now, and I have a son who has special needs, and he is asking me right now, are we going to be homeless?
Porque ellos ya vivieron la presencia de un desalojo, fueron testigos y ellos quedaron traumados, más mi hijo que tiene necesidades especiales.
Because they have already lived through an eviction in the past, and they have witnessed it firsthand, and they are traumatized now, especially my son who has special needs.
Por favor, no permitan que los dueños de las casas sigan desalojando a nosotros los pobres, ya que no nos pisoteen más, por favor.
Please do not permit property owners to keep evicting us and harassing us, the tenants. We are tired of being stepped on. Don't let them walk all over us. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Amy, and I work directly with tenants via Stay Housed LA and Sage. I'm also a renter in District 8. I want to thank the City Council for passing the Right to Counsel program ordinance, but I urge the City Council to immediately extend the Stay Housed LA contract for 1 year and to fully fund the program with funding for CBOs as well as LSPs. Please do not let the passing of Right to Counsel be a performative act. This delay and risk of losing resources that the community so desperately needs cannot come at a worse time. There are raids happening right down the street on Spring and 9th. People are scared to go out into the city to work. They're losing the ability to pay for their rent, and we're gonna see our houselessness crisis worsen. Please, as CBOs, we go out into the community and we talk to renters about their rights. Sometimes we come across landlords and we talk to them as well. We connect people with resources like legal support, rental assistance, and I urge you to please, please consider the funding on Friday. Thank you.
My name is Tommy from CD14 in LA Can. We are a City Council to immediately extend the Stay Housed LA contract for 1 year and to fully fund the program. The city cannot afford to worsen its housing crisis by stopping Stay Housed LA services that educate tenants on their rights, protect tenants from eviction, and keep families from becoming unhoused. Measure ULA funds pay for those services. Voters expect them to be provided, and our communities need them more than ever. If you do not execute the contract, the city will cease providing legal assistance, rental assistance, and know your rights education to our communities. Amid the increased chaos caused by ICE raids, this will further disconnect tenants from the biggest network of legal services providers at a critical moment. Rental assistance will stop through Stay Housed LA, which is the only rental assistance source the city has right now. Hundreds of essential jobs at community-based organizations and nonprofit legal services groups depend on this contract. Let's not further destabilize our community.
Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning. I'm here for general comments. I'm Ralston Galvez from District 8. I have lived there for over 20 years, and I got evicted, and I still live in District 8. And I'll tell you something, it sucks to pay 3 times the amount of rent. So this is why I'm asking for all of you to support Stay House Delay, to add even more funding to Stay House Delay, and I would say to investigate your housing department because they allow landlords to step on us, even if the landlords do things the wrong way. So what I'm saying is, please invest into us, the tenants, because at the end of the day, right now with the Olympics coming up, they want to evict us, they want their Airbnbs, so please invest in us to protect us, because once the landlords are done stepping on us, they will step on you. They will try to get you all out of the city and put their own people in there. So please do your part, support us, support Stay Housed, and support anything that will help us be part of your city. Thank you for your time.
My name is Lena. I'm speaking, adding my voice to the choir in support of Stay Housed LA today. I'm really glad to hear that you all are working on extending the contract, and I just want to specifically advocate for the community-based organizations of Stay Housed LA. I personally work on the Stay Housed LA team at Sage, and meet every day with tenants going through eviction, going through one of the most stressful and scary moments of their life, really desperate for support. And as you've heard from other speakers, many tenants are still left without a lawyer due to the need for more funding. And the community-based organizations of Stay Housed LA fill a really critical role filling in the gaps for tenants who do not get a lawyer and for some tenants who do, empowering them, educating them on our rights, helping them with next steps, and basically giving them a fighting chance at defending themselves and staying in their homes. So it would be really devastating to lose that funding. Please fully fund Stay Housed LA, including community-based organizations. And finally, I really want to implore you to start accepting call-in general public comment. We've heard many folks cannot leave their homes and our voices are being silenced. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. I like y'all to listen because I saw y'all would very talkable right now because I'm an OG. And I'm representing Mexico today. I'm doing all the countries this week because what they're doing, the police and everybody that's acknowledging this people because of our...
Can you pause your time? So, Speaker, you requested for item, I'm sorry,
That's the police, right?
59.
The raise.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, the raise. And it's sad what they're doing to our people because, in my knowledge, we have God created earth and heaven because we're here. This is the people's land. It's not for people to be bash and make sure that they can identify themselves, who they are when they messing with these people. As an American, I'm from here. I came in 1968 to California. I was born in the United States. I'm Puerto Rican and Creole, and I am proud to represent all you of all immigrants to be here to make sure that the safety is to be safe because okay, as I'm finished all of it?
You can keep going. No general public comment. So start her at a minute, please. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to be 87 years old next month. I'm an OG. But anyway,
Congratulations.
Ms. Hernandez, I would really love to have a one-on-one with you. And Miss Lady over there, where's she at? Beautiful. Thank you for also with Ms. Java and acknowledging our transgender community because that's what it's all about, to make sure that we're all human and we're equal because that's what it's about. It's to spread love, and that's what y'all supposed to be doing here. Make sure that everything is safe for the community. And I hope y'all make it better and make California again beautiful, especially Los Angeles, because y'all built so much beauty here. And migrants are the ones who built that, and slaves, and we're here. Come on, let's get it together. And I love you, this lady right there and that lady right there, and Ugo over there. Thank you so much for acknowledging when that girl died.